This test is going to check internal rotation and external rotation on each hip. So what you're gonna do is laying flat on your back, feet flat on the floor, knees bent. You're gonna bring one leg up so that the thigh is perpendicular to the floor, and then you're gonna check. So when the leg goes out, that is internal rotation, okay? So notice this thigh stays perpendicular. We're checking, can this thigh bone rotate inside the hip socket, which is on the floor? This is as much as I got on that leg. Okay, we'll check the other leg, same thing. And for me, I just did some breath work, so they're equal for me, but typically I have less internal rotation on this hip. So I usually start out this way, and I start out with a lot more on this hip, okay? So because I just did some work, for me, it's evened out now. So on this leg, I actually have more restored range, okay? That's internal rotation because the thigh bone is spinning internally. External rotation is the other way. So that's about as how much I have on this right leg. We're gonna check the left leg. And for me, it's pretty equal, but typically I have less external rotation on this side. So I typically am here before I do my drills. And on this leg, I have a ton, okay? Make sure that the thigh is staying perpendicular to check if that thigh bone can rotate inside the hip socket. It's just a way for you to measure and see if the drills have helped you out. And if they have not, you can always go back to the ones that have helped you the most. So once again, this is internal rotation, make sure that thigh bone stays right where it is. This is external rotation. The goal is to at least improve a little bit. Internal rotation in general will be very, very difficult for a lot of people, so don't worry if you don't budge more than a few degrees here. It's very challenging to get it fully to come back, but at least see where you're starting and see if anything changes, okay? If you have a lot going in one direction, but not much in the other direction, an improvement might be an example of you get a little bit more that way and a little bit less going this way, okay? So just see where you're starting and what happens after the test, and that way you can determine whether something worked for you or not and how to troubleshoot, go back to the drills, get some more reps and sets in.